Louis Sullivan, often referred to as the father of skyscrapers and the father of modernism, was a pioneering American architect whose work in the late 19th and early 20th centuries laid the foundation for modern architecture. Born on September 3, 1856 in Boston, Massachusetts, Sullivan's contributions to architecture are celebrated for their innovative use of form and structure, as well as their profound influence on future generations of architects. Sullivan studied at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and later worked under several prominent architects, including Frank Furness and William Le Barangeni. His early exposure to architectural design and engineering principles helped him develop a unique vision that would soon reshape the architectural landscape of the United States. One of Sullivan's most significant contributions to architecture was his development of the form follows function philosophy. This principle asserted that a building's design should be primarily based on its intended purpose, with aesthetic elements serving to enhance, rather than overshadow, the building's functionality. This idea was revolutionary at the time and stood in stark contrast to the ornate, heavily decorated styles that were popular during the Victorian era. Sullivan's belief in simplicity and efficiency was reflected in his designs, which often featured clean lines, minimal ornamentation, and a strong emphasis on the verticality of structures. These elements are most evident in his work on the early skyscrapers of Chicago, such as the Wainwright Building in St. Louis, Missouri, and the Carson, Peary, Scott and Company Building in Chicago, Illinois. These buildings not only demonstrated Sullivan's mastery of form and function, but also set the stage for the development of the modern skyscraper. In addition to his architectural achievements, Sullivan was also a mentor to many young architects, most notably Frank Lloyd Wright. Wright, who would go on to become one of the most influential architects of the 20th century, often credited Sullivan as a key influence in his own work, particularly in the development of his organic architecture philosophy. Despite his significant contributions to architecture, Sullivan's career was not without challenges. The economic downturn of the early 20th century led to a decline in commissions, and Sullivan struggled financially in his later years. He passed away on April 14, 1924 in Chicago, leaving behind a legacy that would continue to shape the architectural world for decades to come. Today, Louis Sullivan is remembered as a visionary architect whose ideas about form, function, and design transformed the way buildings were conceived and constructed.